Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our micro-learning series on public speaking presentation. Today, the title that we're going to talk is 3 Traps on Communication. In this series, we're going to share with you what are the 3 traps most people fall into when they're communicating, what are the signs and symptoms of the communication trap, and how do you overcome the communication trap. Now, communication affects us in so many ways, personally and professionally. Enhancing your communication skills will make your life much easier. You feel happier and less frustrated. Well, you need to learn to identify which trap you're falling into when you are communicating. The next time it happens, use one of the tips that we share with you today to be a better communicator. But first, let us share with you some of this scenario that might sound familiar to you, whether someone is doing it to you or you are doing it to yourself. Number 1, have you ever been really bored in a meeting? Number 2, when was the last time you were on a teleconference and you just muted yourself and started working instead? And number 3, when was the last time someone was talking to you with slides and you go like, I'll ask for the slides, I will look at it later. So why would this happen? This happened is because you were unconsciously falling into these 3 traps, the 3 communications trap that we are saying. Okay, so the first trap that we all fall into is speaking in third person. Well, to be honest, I am guilty of this trap too because sometimes I do fall into this trap. This is when we say things like we, they versus I and you. This is a difference between giving advices and telling a story. Now, let me give you an example. Imagine your gym coach says to you, we believe in not drinking the soda because they blah 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 blah. Versus, Rachel, I used to drink soda 3 years ago and I realized this effect on my body, da 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 da. So, when he's trying to encourage you not to drink so much soda because of the effect on your body, which one is more likely to motivate you to drink less soda? Of course, it's the second one because it is telling his personal story. He's communicating the message in a very personal ways that motivate you. So in communicating a personal message, try to use I and you. So in this sense, I can do it, you can too. So that's the trap number 1, speaking in third person. Trap number 2 is speaking in formal language. There are people who stresses so much on the grammar and formality of the language that makes them sound like a robot. Now, we are human and we want to listen to human. Try to speak using words and phrases as if you were talking to a friend. Now again, let me give you an example. Say you are in a discussions with your colleague on a new launch product, right? And you started off your conversations like this. When we are looking at our customers, it's important to value what their motivations are. Now, you tune yourself into a robot mode. This is as if they are listening to an advertisement or a lecture back in their high school or university. So what happens that you are also tuning them into a sleepy mode, isn't it? So instead, why don't you start with, guys, why do customers buy from us? This will make them want to interact with you more in the meeting, right? So trap number 2 is speaking in formal language. Number 3, speaking with too much details. Now, have you ever been in a situations when you are talking to a group and you're talking and you suddenly realize, I don't know how to finish my points. You think that by giving more informations, by overloading people with details and informations, you are enhancing our communication. It's not true. You are hurting it. Instead of lots of details or lists of information, pick one information. This is what we are also practicing in our micro-learning series. In every learning series, we share 3 ideas to 5 ideas. Because having too much information in one short series is going to make people confused and they cannot remember what you tell them. So the message here is that you need to learn to speak with clarity. Otherwise, you're going in a circle and your audience are also going to be in a circle being confused by what you're trying to say. So these are the 3 traps of communications that people fall into unconsciously. So to recap, trap number 1 is speaking in third person, trap number 2 is speaking in formal language, and trap number 3, speaking with too many details. So that's all for today. Follow us for more tips on public speaking and presentations. Now, if you ever need help, we have one-to-one coaching and public workshop. Feel free to reach out to us to see how you can be a better communicator. That's all for listening. Have a great day.